In August 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo transformed the basement of Stanford University into a mock prison. What began as a 2-week study on human behavior devolved into such systemic abuse by the guards that it was abruptly terminated after only 6 days. This shocking collapse raised immediate questions about ethics and human nature. But the true story, shrouded in controversy, continues to challenge what we thought we knew. The ambitious study, conceived by Zimbardo and his team, aimed to explore the psychological effects of perceived power and powerlessness. They recruited 24 healthy, emotionally stable male college students through newspaper advertisements. After psychological assessments, these volunteers were randomly assigned roles as either prisoners or guards for the duration of the experiment. The researchers meticulously recreated a prison environment within the university's psychology building, complete with cells, solitary confinement, and a guard's lounge. The prisoners were subjected to realistic arrests at their homes by local police, fingerprinted, stripped, deloused, and given smocks to wear. This elaborate setup was intended to immediately immerse participants in their assigned identities and roles. From the very beginning, the line between simulation and reality began to blur with alarming speed. The guards, dressed in military-style uniforms and reflective sunglasses, quickly adopted authoritarian and often cruel behaviors. They imposed strict rules, punished minor infractions, and engaged in psychological torment against their fellow students. The prisoners, stripped of their individuality and dignity, reacted with varying degrees of rebellion, withdrawal, and emotional breakdown. They were forced to perform demeaning tasks, endure sleep deprivation, and participate in degrading rituals. Footage from the experiment shows growing distress among the inmates, with some exhibiting severe emotional disturbance. Within days, several prisoners experienced acute emotional trauma, leading to early releases. The situation escalated to such a point that Zimbardo's then-girlfriend, Christina Maslick, herself a psychology graduate student, observed the inhumane conditions and directly confronted him. Her ethical objections were a significant factor in the decision to prematurely halt the experiment on day 6. The immediate conclusion was stark: the inherent brutality of the prison system, and the capacity for otherwise good people to commit evil acts under the influence of powerful social roles. The Stanford prison experiment became a cornerstone of social psychology, frequently cited to illustrate the profound impact of situational factors on human behavior, often overshadowing individual disposition. However, decades later, crucial evidence emerged that significantly undermined the experiment's scientific integrity. Audio recordings surfaced revealing Zimbardo actively coaching one of the guards on how to be tougher, instructing him to escalate his tactics. Further accounts from participants suggested a deliberate manipulation of behavior, challenging the foundational claim that guards spontaneously adopted their roles. These revelations profoundly reshaped the narrative, moving the focus from the innate darkness of human nature to the ethical failings of the researchers themselves. The experiment is now often viewed less as a pure demonstration of situational power and more as a deeply flawed, manipulated study. Its inclusion in psychology textbooks sparked widespread debate and calls for greater transparency. The Stanford prison experiment remains a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the immense power embedded in institutional roles, whether real or imagined. Its legacy, though tarnished, continues to fuel debates about research ethics and the fine line between observation and manipulation. The chilling echoes of that basement prison still resonate, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about authority, compliance, and ourselves.